So everyone talks about how affordable Calgary is, but is that actually true in 2025? So because between rising home prices, heating bills, and everyday costs, a lot of people are surprised when they see what it really takes to live here comfortably. So in this video, I'm going to break down the real cost of living in Calgary, which is going to include your housing, your utilities, groceries, taxes, transportation, so you know exactly what to expect before you make the move. If you don't know me already, hey, I'm Shay. I'm a local realtor here in Calgary. I help families, professionals, and investors make smart, confident moves into this market. So with that being said, let's get into it. So I'm going to start with the biggest piece of the puzzle, which is going to be your housing. As of late 2025, the average home price in Calgary is sitting around $612,000. Your detached homes are closer to that $700,000 mark, while your condos and your townhomes usually fall between $300,000 and $450,000. If you're renting, you can expect roughly $1,700 to $2,000 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment, and up to about $3,000 for a single family home. Now, here's what surprises people. Even though prices have risen, Calgary is still much more affordable than, let's say, your Vancouver or your Toronto areas. And in fact, you could be paying on average about 30 to 50% less for a similar home here. Property taxes work out to be about 0.65 to 0.75% of your home's value per year. So if we take a $600,000 home, I'd say that, if I did my math right, I should say, that's going to sit roughly between $300 to $375 a month. And those taxes go towards things like snow removal, waste collection, and other city services. So they're actually quite competitive for such a big city. Next up, let's dive into utilities. So between your electricity, your natural gas, water, and waste, the average household will spend about $250 to $350 a month. Winter is when you're going to feel it most, of course. Your heating bills can easily double or even triple during a cold snap. With electricity, that runs around 12 cents per kilowatt hour, and your gas prices will fluctuate each month, so a fixed rate plan can really help you when it comes to budgeting. Now, your internet and phone together, you're going to average about $100 to $150 a month. Of course, that's going to go up if you are paying monthly for your phone itself. Now, if you're moving into a newer or more energy efficient home, you're likely going to see much lower bills. Your groceries in Calgary are fairly typical compared to the rest of Canada. I'd say maybe even a little cheaper when you're comparing some big coastal cities. But feel free to let me know if you disagree. A family of 4 can expect to spend about $800 to $1,200 a month on food. And we've got all the big names here. So you've got your Costco, your Superstore, Safeway, and there's also a ton of local markets and specialty shops sprinkled around as well. Dining out is also a bit more affordable, and your parking is also going to be so much less of a headache, which if you've lived in Toronto or Vancouver, you know is a huge deal. Calgary, I'm going to say, is definitely a driver's city. You're going to want a vehicle. If you own a car, you're going to budget for gas, insurance, and maintenance. Gas prices tend to be amongst the lowest in Canada. On average, you're probably going to be seeing around $1.35 to $1.44 a liter as of late. Now, your auto insurance will depend on where you live and your driving history, so expect a range, but you're still going to be seeing that lower than many provinces. If you prefer public transit, a monthly bus pass is going to put you back around $115. And then once that new Green Line LRT is built, that will make commuting so much easier. If you're coming in from the suburbs, you're going to want to plan for about a 25 to 40 minute commute, and that's going to be on average. So now here's one of the biggest perks of living in Alberta, and one of my favorites, which is no provincial sales tax. You're only going to be paying the 5% federal GST, which can save you thousands every year compared to BC or Ontario. Your income taxes are lower here too, and we don't pay health premiums like some provinces. Of course, you're still going to want to plan for the usual extras. For example, daycares, home insurance, snow removal, yard care, and maybe even a small monthly cushion for maintenance costs. That little 10 to 15% buffer goes a long way toward making your transition smoother. Now, when you put this all together, housing, utilities, groceries, transportation, Calgary might not be the cheapest city in Canada, but the value for what you get is hard to beat. You've got world-class amenities, you got great schools, a strong job market, and you're just an hour away from the Rockies, which is awesome, especially if you like to be outside a lot. It's clean, it's safe, it's family-friendly, and your dollar genuinely stretches further here. So if you're watching this because you're thinking about moving to Calgary, whether it's next month or even next year, I'd love to help you plan that move the right way. I have people just like you reaching out to me every week to help them relocate, to buy, or even to invest here in Calgary, and I'd be happy to do the same for you. You can call or text me at 403-993-5882, or feel free to connect with me using any of the links in the video description below. Thanks so much for watching, and if you found this helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss my next video. I'll see you there.